Hey guys, zolucco here with Titanic Effort Gaming. I'm going to be bringing you a guide to Garen, the Might of Demacia today. I really apologize for not putting out a video for so long. Things have been pretty hectic. My job's got me working 10-hour days, and I've got all kinds of crazy things going on. I was actually gone more than half the summer. For the 2 months at the end of school, obviously, you know, I had finals and AP tests, things like that going on, applying for college, things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into Garen. Enough about me. Garen's passive is called Perseverance. Holy crap, can't talk. After 7 seconds of not receiving damage, Garen regenerates 0.5% of his maximum health per second. This makes him uber sustainable in lane, so he can basically just sit in that top lane, which is where you should play him. I find him to be an awful support bottom lane. Some people do play him mid. I don't recommend it. You can do the jungle, that works pretty well. Not really, don't do jungle. Jungle Garen. Garen I have found to be actually one of the worst jungle farmers ever. Personally, I just think he's a terrible jungler. Let's jump into his Q, which is my third favorite ability on him. It's called Decisive Strike. Garen's next attack strikes a vital area of his foe, dealing bonus damage and silencing them. I call this an Silence. It's a 2.5 second silence. So you can imagine just running in, hitting their AP carry with this, and then just destroying them. It works really, really well. I do pick that up at level 1. Next is Courage. Garen's kills increases armor magic resistance by 0.5 per kill up to a cap of 25. He may also activate the abilities to give himself a damage-reducing shield. I believe it's 25 or 35% or something like that at level 1. It goes up from there. Then we have his E, Judgment. I absolutely love this ability. Garen performs a Dance of Death with his sword, dealing damage around him for 3 seconds and reducing duration of slows by 50%. Garen removes any slow effects on him at the start of the dance. Basically, you're just going to go a river dance on top of your enemies. Some people call it spin to win. You will see me spin to win on people all the time. At level 5, you can use it on caster minions and kill them very quickly. Actually, you should kill them in 3 seconds. It does deal half damage to minions, so you know, it's not amazing for farming minions. It's also why I don't find Garen to be a very good jungler, is because this ability, it's AoE, but, you know, half damage to minions. Then we get his ultimate, which is easily my favorite ultimate in the entire game. It's just, oh, it's so much fun. Basically, you're going to drop a giant sword on someone from the sky, to stab someone in the face. And as you stab them in the face, you're going to deal a ton of magic damage, and it is magic, it's its only magic damage ability. You're going to deal a ton of magic damage, and it's based off of the enemy's missing health. It's not based off of your attack damage or your ability power or anything like that. It's based off the enemy's missing health. So basically you get an enemy low, and then you just tag him with this. Instant kill, always. It's one of my favorite abilities in the game, if not my favorite ability in the game. It's definitely the most fun to use ability. I find Garen to be really fun to use. Generally, one of the sayings I have on Garen is that you are legally required to not care. You basically have to not give a shit to be able to play Garen the way that I play Garen. Garen is definitely one of my favorite champions. He's really fun. He's very difficult to counter solo top. There are counters to him. We will talk about that in the game. But generally, he's an extremely strong champion to play, pretty much at all times. I rarely run into games where I at least don't go positive with him. There are games, I've never seen Garen carry a game, but he does become almost impossible to kill. And then, while their team's trying to burst you down, you might get down kind of low, and then you can just sprint out and sprint back in, tag somebody with your ultimate, start spinning to win on people because your passive level kicked in, and as long as nobody attacks you, you have plenty of life. Your life regen is just crazy. What else to say about Garen? He's almost impossible to gank because of his E getting rid of the slows and the crazy movement speed increase from Decisive Strike. You'll be flying away from people. You put on your shield from Courage, they won't do crap for damage against you. They can't slow you. If they do slow you, you cut their slows in half. Something that's really funny I found is Nasus's Wither. If you Judgment while his Wither's on you, it'll cut everything off of Wither, even the attack speed decrease, everything. Exhaust, it'll cut the slow off of Exhaust. You still have the damage decrease, though. It's just Garen's just a great champion to play solo top. He's easily my favorite. And now I'm going to jump into his runes and abilities. Holy crap. Runes and masteries. That's the word I'm looking for. On Garen, for runes, I do take a 80 carry rune page. That being said, I do take attack damage reds and quintessences, flat armor yellows, and flat magic resistance blues. I've seen people do flat attack damage pages. Those work well. I like having the extra armor and magic resist just to make me that extra tanky right at the beginning of the game. And with masteries and stuff, I do start the game with 606 health and good magic resistant armor, so he's pretty hard to kill at the beginning of the game. I've been ganked by 2 people at the beginning of games and been able to escape with 3/4 of my health. So, I personally really like these runes. I do not build a extremely tanky Garen. I do not build an extremely damage-focused Garen, because I believe you need to find the balance in everything on Garen, so you need to kind of find the middle point that works the best for you. People think Garen should be an 80 carry because his kit, his build, has a ton of damage output in it, but he's not an 80 carry. If you don't build tanky enough, you aren't going to get your damage out because you're just going to die. And if you build complete tank, you aren't going to have anything for damage. And he's not a tank. He doesn't have the CC that most tanks have. So, I mean, he does have his Infa silence, but other than that, he really cannot tank. Now, people will try to focus you down because you are scary. You are really freaking scary. You are on the same scare level as Singed. Motherfucking Singed. You are really freaking scary. So people will run away from you. They will try to kill you. That's why you need to build tanky. But you also need to have damage output, or else you're just going to be worthless in team fights. So these runes try and get the balance between that when balanced with my masteries. As for my masteries, I do take 0-22-8. In defensive, I like 2 points in the magic resistance, 3 points in the armor. I like bladed armor and veteran scars, getting the increased movement speed. You want all the movement speed you can. I do take 2 points in enlightenment. Some people prefer the 3rd point in enlightenment. I like having honor guard, that extra 0.5%. It may not be very much, but hey, percentages are always nice. So the extra point in enlightenment is definitely doable. I really recommend Juggernaut though. Giving you that extra 10% tenacity is just amazing. Then as for utility, I like the reduced time spent dead, but I'm really in here for the swiftness, the 2% movement speed. I do like improved recall. There's absolutely no reason to get expanded mind and meditation because, I mean, you just don't use either of those. You don't have any mana as Garen. You actually have no resource at all. Everything's just based on cooldowns. For summoner spells, I do take Ghost and Exhaust. So obviously I can't get those from Summoner's Resolve or Summoner's Insight. You need Summoner's Wrath, and I don't go into offense in my mastery page at all. Giving me my runes give me a nice set of offensive, and my masteries give me a really nice set of defensive. And with his passive, you can basically just sustain a lane forever. So now we're going to jump into gameplay. So here we are in gameplay. I am here playing Garen, solo top, against Lulu and Riven. They did not have a jungler this game. It was very interesting. It's Ashe, Cho'Gath bottom, with Ryze in the middle. On our team, we have me solo topping as Garen. We've got a Blitzcrank Corki bottom lane, a Kennen middle lane, and a Amumu jungling. So you'll see here in a second, I'm going to start with my Q and run to lane, and it's being weird. Okay, you done freaking out on me? Okay, I think it's done freaking out on me. So like I said, start with 606 health. I'm attempting to reconnect for some awkward reason. 40 armor and 45 magic resistance, making me generally awesome. So as for starting items, I do like boots and 3 health potions. The health potions are just in case you get attacked early. Okay, sorry about that. My game was kind of freaking out here in the beginning. Like I said, as for summoner spells, Ghost, Exhaust. I do start Q, picking up Judgment second. Some people disagree, you should get Courage second. Just depends on how good or bad what you need at the moment. Generally, I prefer to get the extra damage second, because I am terrible at last hitting. This game, do give me a break, because I had not... This is the second game I'd played Garen in about a month. I picked him up at the beginning of the summer, played him quite a bit back then, but, and plus there's 2 people in my lane, so they basically kept me around my tower the entire game. But as for a build on Garen, I'm going to go over it because, minions just spawned. I do generally pick up Boots of Swiftness, starting boots, 3 health pots. My first item I like to get whenever I go back is a phage. That's pretty much unconditional. I always get a phage. After that, I generally either build a sunfire cape if they have a lot of attack damage, or a hex drinker if they have magic damage. When it gets like a Jax. Jax are one of the few people that I've seen can counter Garen pretty well. A hex drinker is pretty good. Oh, well, I should rephrase that. A good Jax can counter Garen pretty well. So a hex drinker is good, built into a Maw of Malamortious. Next time I die, I will talk about the build more. So you'll see Lulu in here, so I just hit her with Decisive Strike. And yeah, that just kind of ends her. And so I'm a bit afraid at the moment because I don't know their damage output. This is an interesting lane combo. I'm trying to last hit as best as I can, so I'm going to go up and grab that last hit. But I do get attacked by her, just silence her so she can't use any more of her Q abilities, and I'm attempting to reconnect again, which makes no sense to me. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. So you'll see here, I'm a bit afraid. I'm letting my passive kick in. With my passive kicked in, level 1, I have plus 25 health regen per 5 seconds. That's kind of ridiculous. So you'll see, what I'm trying to do is use my Q to farm minions, and I failed miserably, but that minion, of course, is not going to be the first one to get targeted, so I'm going to be able to just walk up and farm it. And so you see here, I'll pick up Judgment second, and I'll try and farm minions at the tower. Surprisingly difficult to do, especially at this low of time level, things like that. Damage output, 79 damage output at level 2 is awesome. Yeah, so Garen does a lot of damage at the beginning of the game, but farming minions this game was a bit interesting. I did get pretty cocky. It's actually, I play a pretty cocky Garen just in general. So you'll see at level 3, I do like to pick up Courage, get my full kit. Obviously, Ultimate 6, 11, 16, all the important levels that you have to get it. So you'll see every time you hit a minion, or kill a minion with just kill a minion, you don't need anything active, Courage will go up, will increase your armor masteries by 0.5, and the bonus is max at 25, so, you know, you gotta be able to time things pretty well, get your last hits. Whenever you're soloing, getting last hits is very important. You can't always do it, of course. You'll see here, it's pretty normal for me to use Judgment to try and lower minions. Of course, at this stage, it's really not a great idea. But I do level up Judgment first. Some people say Decisive Strike first. I completely and utterly disagree with that. Judgment, I find to be one of your main sources of damage. You can pick up tons of easy kills with Judgment without an issue. So basically, just trying to last hit, trying to stay away. I don't want to get stunned by Riven. I'm assuming at this point in time in the game that this Riven was pretty good. You'll notice this game I don't really buy wards. If it's a 1v1 situation, I buy quite a few wards when I play Garen. Even though he is one of the harder characters to gank, you'll see Riven saying that, or Amumu saying they're going in, so I immediately jump up and start spinning on top of Riven. She flashes away. I activate my shield. I'm exhaust Riven, doing everything in my power to kill her, but no luck. So I do, you know, Amumu does die here. I'm running away. You'll see that Riven, I do pop a health potion right here now to give me the extra health regen and stuff. Riven is going to attempt to come after me more or less, but you'll see I'm spinning to win, and she jumps at me and dies. I was trying to silence her with that Q, ended up silencing a minion on time, or instead, not on time. Can't talk today. But she was just trying to attack me, and I just ended up spinning to win, and she attacked me into it, and I won. So do not underestimate Garen. Also, Garen, if you don't see him on your minimap, he's in every bush, everywhere, on the entire map, every bush, all the time. So here I turn into, well, never mind, it's not here. Later I turn into the most dangerous squirrel on the face of the planet, which is kind of interesting. So you see here, I really should be trying to last hit a lot more because it's just a Lulu, but I'm trying to play aggressive instead, which is stupid. I should be trying to last hit. She keeps auto-attacking me to get my passive gone, but you'll notice it does like nothing for damage. Kennen comes up and tosses in a stun, and, you know, doesn't really do very much. But I do have my minions pushed to their tower. I'm almost level 6. Level 6, when Garen gets level 6, just be afraid, because that is a scary, scary day. Because he gets his giant sword from the sky. This attempting to reconnect is starting to bug me. Don't know why it's there. Yeah, but as soon as Garen hits level 6, he basically becomes just a killing machine. So, again, I'm trying to farm. They don't like me very much. I get turned into a bunny. This is kind of showing they burn flash and Qs and everything they can to kill me. I just walk away, pretty much. I mean, yeah, I do burn a few abilities. My exhaust obviously was not up. My ghost was up, but I wasn't going to burn that. I've burnt all 3 of my potions now, which is kind of sad, to be completely honest with you. I thought a Mumu was coming up to gank, but actually it turns out he was going to get golems. That's the only reason I'm up as far as I am right now. As soon as I realize that, and she does that a lot, she misses her stun, but as soon as I realize that, I do start to back off a bit more. I really did not want to let that minion walk into tower range, but I didn't have much of a choice, seeing as how low on health I am. But you can see how quickly you'll farm minions with your Q at this point in the game. At this level, things just get ridiculous. But Garen, with these masteries and runes and the amount of damage output that he can put out, he is one of the better farmers in the game, I found. I said he was an awful jungler because he is. He's good at killing just minions, but you should watch him try to kill a Sage minion. It's kind of funny. Or try and get red or blue buff. It's also kind of funny. I don't know why I'm just standing here. I was calling Lulu as MIA because I thought she was still in the bush, but I wasn't entirely certain, and it's always important to call your MIAs. I know that from experience, actually quite a bit of experience. I was trying to auto-attack the minion, actually, but thanks to my defensive masteries, the extra 6 damage I got from attacking me, it gave me the kill on it. I really should be attacking her, but I'm afraid that Lulu's in the bush, and that's why I'm not fighting. So you'll see here putting another point in Judgment. Judgment does a ton of damage. 750 plus, or 170 plus 21 every second for 3 seconds. Kind of a lot. At max level, it goes up to 310. Plus your, I don't know exactly how they scale, find those numbers, but they do. So see, I'm just, you know, chilling, level 6. I do make some mistakes this game. I'm not the greatest Garen player ever, but I do end up this game 10-1, which, you know, is pretty good. You'll see here, we're actually, technically speaking, losing right now. It's 2-3. I mean, we're not losing by much. It's only 2-3. But, you know, technically, we are losing. As you'll see here, I'm just going to run up and start spinning. She's going to shoot me. Lulu is. But yeah, that spin to win, you can farm caster minions like it's your freaking job. So see my passive kicking in, 46 health regen per 5 seconds is crazy good. Riven does have really good health regen too, just naturally. But you'll notice here, if you look at armor and stuff between me and Riven, yeah, this is when I screw up right here and get ignited. What I should have done there was, as soon as she came after me, I should have exhausted her so that her ability would have done 35% less damage. Then the turret would have gotten a few more shots on her, it turned and ulted her, and that probably would have been the death of her. That's what I should have done there, but, you know, everybody makes mistakes. Here they do almost push down my tower, but, you know, Garen's so fast, it's ridiculous. But, so first back, picking up a phage and health potion is basically the best I've found so far. If you have a better idea, let me know. I certainly will try it. But the best I've gotten so far is the phage and extra health potion start. You'll notice, again, I don't pick up the ward because I know I'm going to be pushed against my tower majority of the game. So here I do pop ghost and my Q, putting my movement speed up extremely high and sprinting up here like it's my freaking job. Which it is. But my tower does get pushed down below half, which makes me very, very sad. There's Lulu. I'm just sprinting up here like crazy. Here is when I'm the most dangerous bunny rabbit ever. Nope, not the most dangerous bunny rabbit. There's the ult. That ult just destroys people. And she knocks us up. He gets the extra stun off, but it's just not worth it. I do get the silence off again, the Infa Silence of Doom. There is one point, I swear, where I get turned into the most dangerous squirrel ever. Corki and Garen are the most dangerous squirrels in the game. I swear, that's a fact. Did you know that that tasted purple? Just saying. It did. Tasted purple. We don't even have a... No, they have a Lulu, but I mean, I was thinking that we had a Lulu for a minute, but no, we don't. We have a Blitzcrank, and of course, you know, we've got enemy double kill going on there. I do just run down there because I don't care. Just sprint in, hit your tower with your Q. The Q does proc on towers. I get turned into a tiny little rabbit, and I really wanted her to run near this bush because Garen is uber scary inside of bushes. The only scarier person inside of a bush would probably be Blitzcrank. And Corki's game minimized for an error. You can see that is Uberoob, the guy who's supposed to be running this channel with me, but really isn't. No matter how much I pester him to put up a video, he doesn't do it. He's actually got one finished that he just won't freaking upload to the channel, which is bugging the crap out of me. And so you'll see they're attacking me. It does almost nothing because I have 78 armor. Courage is not full. You need 50 minion kills to get courage full, obviously. Let's see what's going on here. I'm trying to farm minions before the tower does. I am pretty successful, I think. I mean, come on, I do get almost all of them. I missed that one, sadly. But spin to win is 210 damage. I'm sorry, not 310. I don't know why I said 310. Plus 47. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that number. I mean, Decisive Strike is 45 plus 165, so just ridiculous amounts of damage there. It's only at level 2. Let's see, it's 20% damage at level 1. I believe it goes up to 34. I think that's max. I don't know why everybody's just standing around. Oh, okay, it was lagging, that's why. She does shoot me. It does a grand total of like 4 damage. Maybe percentage based, I don't really know. You'll notice Lulu appears to be left up here alone. Nope, but there's Ribbon. It just looked like Lulu was left up here alone, but that actually was not the case. So I'm just kind of screwing around at this point, just running around back and forth behind my minions. I am a bit afraid because, you know, I'm only 2-1. It's not amazing for me. I prefer to be, you know, 10-0. But things happen. You'll notice here soon my minion farm just goes up an insane amount. And so, you know, I'm just picking up minion farm like it's my job. I'm 1 minion kill away from courage being full right now. So you'll see that minion right there. I'm going to go up and farm and then run away. And she misses her stun again because she has missed every freaking stun ever. I'm getting shot. It's doing 35 and then 8 damage from picks. So, you know, just not doing crap against me. Yeah, like I said, Garen, it is a requirement to not care whenever you play him. She turned me into a squirrel. Ooh, a squirrel, so freaking scary. You'll see down here we are in the process of getting dragon. I'm, you know, camping up here because that's my job. That's what I do. I camp up here. I mean, they have a maximum of 3 people that can get up there. I do turn into the spinning thing of doom. I get turned into a squirrel, have picks dropped on my head, have them all jump at me, activate courage as soon as I get out of that. A really good habit you need to get into that I am not into, and it has cost me a life more than once, is whenever you sprint in and hit someone with your Q, you activate your W, courage, so that you reduce any damage that they're going to do to you in return, and then you spin. So while you're spinning, you're reducing CCs, you're reducing damage, so if there's more than one enemy, you know, it helps out. I have a really bad habit of just not even activating courage at all. So see here, I'm just camping the bush. I really want to jump Lulu, but that's exactly what I do. Then I turn into a spinning thing of doom, get turned into a squirrel again. I'm just running away because, I mean, come on. And that did almost no damage because it caught the tail end of courage. Or maybe it just doesn't do damage. I don't know. But I just start laughing because I can. I'm Garen. And Amumu is on his way up here. And he's saying girl a whole bunch. I mentioned something in pre-game about how that was surprisingly obnoxious. And she misses the stun again. I think she's going to miss every stun. I don't know. So you see Amumu is right there, and I'm kind of running around, and
you will find honor
Amumu is jumping around, and so I sprint my way down here, put the silence thing on her, ult Lulu to get the kill, then I, to save Amumu, exhaust Ribbon, and use my Q, and an auto attack finishes her off. So, you know, 2 more kills. I'm 4-1 at this point. I tell him good job. Garen's, like I said, his damage output with even just a frozen mallet and boots is just ridiculous. He has so much damage, and he's very difficult to kill. You'll see at this point I have, you know, 2,575 gold. You know, I've got a ton of money. I have enough to go back right now and buy a sunfire cape, which I do fairly soon, but I do push this tower extremely close to death, if not entirely. You see here, tab, if I go to tab, we got my minion kills. I'm sitting on 76, which is kind of bad at 15 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. But if you look at my laning opponents, I've got 60 and 35, so I'm technically speaking winning in that regard. Garen is surprisingly good at pushing towers if left to his own devices. You'll see here I do level up my Q again. I do scale Judgment, followed by Q, followed by Courage, you know, picking up my ultimate whenever it's available. So you'll see here I'm just going to sprint back up because, I mean, let's face it, I don't care. And I have the tower, I get turned into a squirrel and run away. Because I don't like being a squirrel. So I'm going to run back to my tower, and because I'm assuming they're going to try and push down my tower now that I push down theirs, they're probably going to assume that I left. So I'm just going to stand here, let my passive kick in with 69 health regen per 5 seconds. That's a potion right there. Infinite potion is what we're looking at. And so I'm just going to stand here and wait. And they're going to show up, and I'm just going to end them, basically, is what's going to happen. That's the way it's going to be. So they're obviously not going to push against the tower because they can't. They'll die if they do. I mean, I will just destroy them. My ultimate's, you know, doing 350 plus 1 for every 3 health they're missing, which is crazy damage. As for the rest of our team, we've got an 0-3-4 Blitzwing, not doing amazing down there. We got a 3-3-0 Corky, 4-2-1 Kennen, 0-1-4 Amumu, 4-1 me. They've got, you know, a 3-4 Rise, a 5-0 Ash, which was a little scary. But you'll see, it would appear that Riven left. And so she actually does, and here's where I turned into the Deadly Squirrel, because I didn't silence her immediately, and I kind of just, nope, I don't chase. I could have chased her down for, like, till the end of the freaking earth, but she does have that whimsy, so she can turn me into a squirrel, she can make herself really fast, things like that. I do see her right there, and I pop my Q to get the movement speed buff. I ping her, saying that somebody should do something about this. I could have popped Ghost and easily caught her, but I didn't want to burn it. I was really hoping that Blitzcrank or a Mumu or somebody would do something. Blitzcrank could have easily grabbed her. Mumu was out of mana, so I can understand him not grabbing her. But, you know, other than that, there's really, I don't understand why we did not kill Lulu right there. There's no reason. But you'll see here, I'm finally going to go back when I have 3,255 gold. I think that's a really good number of gold, if you ask me. So I go back, I'm able to completely buy my Sunfire Cape. If I believe that I do buy my Sunfire Cape, yep, and my Boots of Swiftness. So I've got Sunfire Cape, Boots, and Frozen Mallet. I have generally just a lot of armor. I mean, 140 armor, 507 movement speed with my Q active, 427 without it. Then I've got the 450 health, so 2,458 health from that. Then, you know, the extra 45 to 40 damage per second to nearby enemies to go along with the judgments, 210 plus 47. So, you know, I just do a lot of damage, and if I'm in team fights, people are just going to start dropping like flies. Decisive Strike, you know, doing 90 plus 128. I can do that to towers. It's crazy. Courage is awesome. Damascene Justice is awesome. The Giant Sword from the Sky. Garen is he's a really fun champion to play. If you notice, we aren't exactly winning. I sprint in here and go right after Ashe because I just would like her to die. And I just start spinning like crazy. She exhausts me, so I exhaust her and drop my ultimate on her face, ending her. In no time, I do pop Courage, sprint in, because I'm Garen. I don't care. See, look at that. I just tanked that entire tower. Lulu's shield, spinning to win, doing a ton of damage, aced their team because I'm Garen and I just don't care. That's the rule on Garen. You just it's required to not care. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to push down this tower, and then what I should do is go back, pick up my Giant's Belt for the rest of my Frozen Mallet. I do build the Phage into a Frozen Mallet, generally followed by an Atmas Impaler. And then getting a Force of Nature at some point in there for the extra movement speed and stuff like that. After Force of Nature, it's really debatable what you want. Last Whisper is a good item. Yomu's Ghostblade is a good item. Your Judgment does base off of Critical Strike, so, you know, that's always good. Then there's, I believe, I get some more magic resistance in the form of, like, Banshee's Veil is a solid item. You know, they can't come over here and take Dragon, let's face it. That was a deep-fried team right there, apparently. I don't know what he's talking about. So we go kill Dragon. Maybe I go to fight Wolves. No, I'm going to recall, because why not? Yeah, so now I'm going to recall, go back, pick up, not Trinity Force. Do not get Trinity Force on Garen. Pick up my Giant's Belt for my Frozen Mallet, so now I'm 3,007 health. I'm really difficult to kill. I have 143 armor, seeing as how the scariest person on their team was Ashe, who was 6-1, her only death being from me because I'm Garen and I'm freaking scary. So I'm just going to sprint back my way down there and sprint into their team and just try and end them, basically, is the goal. So you'll see I catch your eyes here running, so what I'm trying to do is get in and silence him so he can't use any abilities. And as you know, if a AB carry can't use abilities, that's the end of the freaking world for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my Q again, jump up and silence Ashe, which, you know, was more for the damage output. And I would have continued in there had I got knocked up. But I will continue in here because I'm Garen and I'm going to kill her. So I sprint in, you know, take some power shots, do my thing. I'm Garen. I don't care. I'm legally required to not care. So I sprint in here, turn on my Q, get targeted by the tower, just sprint out and run right back in and start attacking the tower, easily taking it down, because I'm Garen and I don't care if I take tower shots. Garen don't care. Garen don't give a fuck. So you'll see here, Blitzcrank drags in, knocks up, and ults Ashe and just destroys her. So here you can see the amazing minion farming power that is Garen. And remember, these are not farmed at all race. Like, those rays have never been touched. And that's how long it took me. That's kind of pitiful, if you ask me. Maybe you think otherwise. I don't know if in this game I actually go and try and take red buff on our side that has been farmed before, what has like 3,000 health. That takes a long time. If you were watching during Dragon, it took us forever to kill that when it was just me and I think it was Kennen, because I don't do crap for damage against minions. You know, spin to win doesn't do, you know, it is half damage. Minion damage to minions is reduced by 50%, so, you know, that's a lot of damage. So you'll see just sprinting in because I'm Garen. I'm going to spin to win and farm all those minions, no problem. You know, turn on my Q, run back up to my lane so I don't lose my tower. You know, the Q puts me at 517 movement speed. On Garen, I just move so fast, it is ridiculous. You know, just flying along, attempting to reconnect every now and then. There's a giant army of freaking caster minions over here that I'm going to farm with my Q, not my Q, my E. That's what it is, my E. And I don't know why I just clicked level up courage. Whoops. Yeah, courage, level 3, 28%. Like I said, I think it's 34% at max. So you'll see here, I'm going to sprint down, farm the rest of these minions so that my team can very easily push. I'm just going to punch a few minions, spin to win, finish off the rest of those minions, and walk back to middle lane. And this attempting to reconnect is really get on my nerves. It did not do this in-game. I don't know why it's doing it now. Guess it's attempting to reconnect now. I don't know. So you see, I catch Riven here, and there's Riven and Cho'Gath, and this is not a fight I think I can win, so I'm just going to pop out of there. I know they can't kill me, but, you know, eventually they might. So I just, you know, punch him and run away. As I see my team coming in to help, I'm going to initiate the fight, turning on my Q as Blitzcrank picks up a very, very wondrous grab. So I'm just spinning to win, and I'm going to... I get, like, uber knocked up right there. That was crazy. I'm going to ult her, killing her, no problem. Then I'm just going to follow up on these guys, spinning to win. She gets pulled away. I'm going to silence Ashe and just keep up that follow, that wondrous follow. Corki picks up the kill with his Q, I think it was his Q. Gives him vision inside of bushes, stuff like that. I'm going to turn on my decisive strike, go up here, farm these minions. But, you know, basically team fights, I mean, I'm only at half health, and they surrender after losing that team fight horribly. So, as you can see, Garen's really fun to play. I don't know if you saw right there, but when we typed in win.avi, I think that's a pretty good name. So, you know, this is how you win with Garen. Garen's really fun to play. He's a tough champion to counter. There are counters to him. Singed is actually a pretty good counter to him, because Singed is one of the few people that's faster than Garen, so he can just run away from Garen, and, you know, Garen, if you're an idiot and follow Singed into his poison, I don't care what Uber says, you don't get cookies for following Singed in his poison. It will hurt you, and he is one of the more difficult champions to fight because he'll just, you know, sprint around you. You don't have that much burst damage to be able to do enough to him. And, you know, he'll just farm your minions all day and you can't do crap about it. But, and then Jax is the only other champion that I've really run into trouble with. Jace is pretty easy to kill. Jaxes who aren't very good are pretty easy to kill. As you saw, Darius is tough to play, but if you know what you're doing, you can fight a Darius no problem. I really recommend Garen. You can pick him on the store. He's really cheap, 1,350 IP. And this has been Zolucco with Titanic Effort Gaming. Sorry for not coming out with this video for a long time, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let me know what I did right and wrong. Let me know if you like this video, all that good stuff. I will talk to you guys later. Good day and good lolling.